Welcome back. This is where I do some technical analysis for you guys. Hopefully you enjoy it, and hopefully you find it useful, and more importantly, hope you can prosper for it. So just a reminder, we've got these breakout levels. I've changed that to pink. I haven't, just to remind you, changed it to pink. So pink numbers in that right hand column are now the breakout levels rather than the brown, because the brown sort of combined with the pivot points. Black numbers are usual ones, support and resistance levels, just trend lines basically. The claret ones are horizontal levels where I've sort of identified support and resistance, or I've seen triple or double tops and bottoms. And there's the pivot point colors, and of course the fibs. I don't think I've added any fibs this week though. Okay, let's start with the stock market that finished the week very strong in the US for sure. Okay, so I have resistance at 34,792, 34,713, with support at 33,859 and 32,613. So strong end to the week after that PCE data. On the 30 minutes, I've got resistance at 34,526 and support at 34,317. Moving on to the S&P, resistance at 44.96 and support at 43.75. The 43.07, which is more or less the April, May and August high from last year, which it's burst through now and staying above. And the final support level I have around those levels are 41.11. On the 30 minute, we've got that up channel at the moment, and here we've got resistance at 44.61, 44.56 and support at 44.45. Again on Friday, the big rally on the S&P, but that R2 held really well. Moving on to the Nasdaq, resistance at 15,389, support at 14,889 and 14,247. Again, it's just developing that little uptrend there. It's it's finishing at the highs again. Another strong week. Those tech stocks, everyone's still excited about AI, but overall everyone's sort of thinking that this rally can just keep going. On the 30 minute, I've got resistance at 15,216 and 15,197 and support at 15,162 and 15,120. Now again, just a reminder, you could take screenshots, or you can just take pictures on your phone just to sort of keep these in your for reference for next week for the dailies, and obviously Monday for the just the 30-minute ones. They don't tend to stay in these ranges for so long. Now for the Russell 2000 on the daily, 1951, 1920 are the resistance levels. At 1951 is sort of from last April, May, and again, if you look, August time, it popped through there so easy, and again, sort of early sort of February, end of January, early February, but this time it's just struggling. And again, you've got to remember that for the Russell, it's the small caps, and those companies are so sensitive to consumer demand and consumer spending. On the Russell 30 minute, I've got resistance at 19.21 and 19.20 with support at 19.09. Now, a couple of currencies for you. The dollar was gaining strength last week until PCE on Friday. Resistance on pound against the dollar at 128.80, support at 125.99 and 125.44. On the 30-minute, resistance 127.12 and 127.01, support at 126.32 and also 126.12. As you can see right at the end there on Friday, it rejected R2. Moving on to the euro against the dollar. So resistance at 110.56, support at 108.68 and 106.72. Again, it sort of closed just below that 110 level. The euro to the dollar for me, it just doesn't seem comfortable above 110, 111. It really struggles to stay there for any time. On the 30-minute, based on that, we're going to see a breakout Monday quite early because I've got resistance at 109.64, 109.56 with support at 109.49. And of course, there's that breakout level at 109.38. So if it gets through there, I'm expecting that it's going to continue to sort of go down, probably back into the where that move started from. Again, just remember that's only my opinion. That's it's what I look at. And of course, when it comes to pivot points or it comes to technical analysis, we do one-day workshops on all of this. So if you'd like to improve, then reach out to us. I mean, just look on Friday how well that S1, the whole market bounced from that S1 all the way up. So the pivot points are great. I mean, we as pro traders have used them for decades. Okay, moving on to Bitcoin. So it's steady, it's stable. It's had a good move up from sort of where it was at one stage. It's just struggling to get any higher while there's all this uncertainty about the SEC suing exchanges. Very unhappy there. Claiming that many of the tokens and coins are actually securities. On the other side of that, there's the support of BlackRock through applying for their ETF. Okay, so that's what we've got for here. So resistance at 34.713. 33.859 and 32.613. Support levels 29.160 and 28.680, which is also a breakout if it gets through there. And again, if it does break that level, then I'll expect to see it go lower. Strange move on Friday, late Friday afternoon for Bitcoin. So on the resistance level, I've got 31.267. Support, I've got 33.90. That's 30,390, of course. And when you look at that big quick sell-off in that half-hour sell-off there, it went down to test that S2 beautifully before the bounce back up again. So as usual, I've got in the Bitcoin versus Nasdaq. More divergence, obviously, with Nasdaq rallying strongly on Friday, but that Bitcoin just seems to be ranging until there's sort of something it's really down to the SEC, I suppose. Obviously, they're not happy with crypto or the exchanges, but when you've got such a force as BlackRock applying for an ETF, it's very hard to say no, but will they? Moving on to the gold daily, resistance at 1951 and 1920. Sort of the 1921 is you know, it's sort of closed above that, so it's support resistance. It's, you know, it's a matter of which way that's going to go off of that one really. So, you know, resistance at 1962, resistance at 1951. It's going to depend where it opens on Monday to whether that 1920 is support or resistance. And further support lower down at 1848. On the 30-minute, I got resistance at 1932, support at 1925, 1911. So again, you know, it's going to depend where it opens to how they sort of play out. You know, it was at the beginning sort of, and midweek for sure, it's a sort of, or even Thursday, it's sort of, you know, when it tested that 1900 level, you know, again, it was an interesting level and a good bounce from there. And I think a lot of the day traders were buying it when it got down there. And, you know, as you can see from this, I mean, if you look at sort of Thursdays, you've got that long red candle, then you've got another long red candle, and then you've got long green ones, where, so, you know, that big sell-off and that bounce straight back again within sort of two hours. And you know, I see this a lot with these, I call them long candles, you know, when you get those extended moves down and then back up again, they quite often mirror each other. Of course, it's a matter of knowing what trigger, so you know when to get in if you've got that expectation for that to turn round. And again, we cover that on all our courses. So last but not least, we're moving on to WTI. You know, it finished again a little bit steadier, but you know, the range has narrowed up. I mean, you know, week on week it's been sort of $10. Now it's sort of down to pretty much $5 at the moment. So I've got resistance at 73.26 and 72.50 with support at 67.05. Expecting a breakout from the 30-minute. I've got resistance at 70.57 and support at 70.33. So, you know, this week there's plenty of employment data out and you know, the usual PMIs. So, you know, expect some impact. Just a reminder, Tuesday is Independence Day in the US though, so be careful Monday and Tuesday, because I can see the potential for a lot of Americans to take an extended weekend, have a 4-day weekend there. So a reminder of our services, we offer daily newsletters which do include global news, my views, you know, headlines, global news detail, and of course we do also offer a subscription service for fresh chart daily levels and pivot points. Then we've got such a sort of wide selection through the Siamex FinTech Academy. We've got 1-day workshops, 1-week courses, and of course our comprehensive masterclass. So it depends where you are in your journey to which one you would need of those. But you know, just look on our website. We've got lots of different ones there, and all the details are there. So you know, you can really sort of see what you would pick up from those courses. You know, it depends how deep you want to get into trading, you know, and also fundamentals, technicals, you know, what's best, or a combination of both. You know, I'm fortunate. I've been in the markets 50 years. So in those 50 years, I've sort of accumulated that knowledge. It's not that I've gone out and studied and learnt that. I've got mine through life experience, not through reading books. You know, and that's what I try and pass on to people. Then of course, trader mentoring, again, that's just, you know, I can help to identify mistakes and to rectify them for you. You know, I've done that even with really experienced traders, and I've got them into earning a good 5 figures a month. And you know, I've got one that would probably be quite happy to you know, tell you that. Consulting, we help companies with their commodity exposure and any FX exposure that they may have as well. And of course, we provide trader education content to individuals, exchanges and brokers. If you want that funded account, you know, if you don't want to risk your capital, or you don't feel that you've got enough capital, especially with these volatile markets, then, you know, there's a link there that you can follow to have a look at Nordic funders and, you know, what they offer. Again, feel free to contact me for any details. We actually do a preparation course around that. And if you take one of our 1-week courses or our Flexi Masterclass, then we offer that for free, a free challenge to try and get that funded account. If you want to contact us, info@cymaxfintech.com. If you want to contact me, it's chris.tubby@cymax-int.com. That just leaves me to wish you the very best for this coming week. Have a great week, and of course, as usual, be lucky. Hope to see you next week. Bye for now.